All right, guys, welcome back. It's me, Daniel, with VintageMagic.com. I'm going to speak really loud here because we're at the Starbucks. Give Starbucks some advertising. What do you guys think? All right. So, happy holiday week. I don't know if you guys have seen my Instagram and such, but I have been posting a lot of cool little pictures about this alpha, beta, and unlimited set all in one binder, which I have not seen for since I was a little kid. People don't do that. That's old school, baby. In fact, this binder, I mean, it's a D-ring binder, but there's some dust here, guys. I mean, that right there is gem mint dust. I'm telling you right now. All right, before we even start, this is kind of cool. This is from the Duelist, the original Duelist. And this was the inserted in the Duelist.
It was before there was a Duelist. That's issue 0.
Oh. It's our friend Ron. He's just hanging out, eating some, stuffing himself with scones. And he's gonna fact check me, so make sure I don't mess this up. So, guys, Gen Con was been around for a while, but this is the first time Magic was born, essentially, introduced. And check this guy out, man. This is really, really neat. I've only had a couple of these, but Richard Garfield gave some notes to it. And what he does here is he talks about how they played the game and how the testing went. Clarification of rules. I don't know if that P.O. box must work still. Must. Oh, check this out, guys. So this is what happened. So Alpha, right, they kind of screwed up some of the prints, and that's what they did for Beta. They started, revising all the stuff. Good old white piece of paper, no color there. That would have cost like an arm and a leg. Right, Ron? Arm and a leg?
It would have taken more time. That thing was probably produced in 4 weeks. Lisa Stevens would know. I don't really know.
Chris Page? Who's Chris Page in them? Who's Chris Page and Jim Lin? Writers?
Jim Lin. Well, Jim I remember. Chris I don't remember. Jim was one of the original designers with Richard and one of the cadre of people who came to work and formed the research and development department at Wizards with Richard.
No one picked that up. I know I should video record that. I know. Well, that's fine. Oh, they're fine. Guys, the Lotus the Lotus fell out of the page. But it's okay. The beta and the unlimited. So here's the beta and here's the unlimited. And what these were is they're stuck in the pages. So I think what happened was the Alpha Lotus, I took it out. And what happens is that when they're triple sleeved, they don't move. But when they're double sleeved, they have an opportunity to move. And there it is, guys. That's the Duelist Convocation, whatever that means. Is that what does that mean? Like a club?
It's a club. Yeah, it was like a club.
All right. So obviously, guys, I'm going to be very careful here. Here's the Alpha Lotus, mint condition, and then here is. I'm not going to take it out of the sleeve because I'm holding the camera too. But here's the beta. Oop, the beta and the unlimited. Also, for those of you guys who posted that these are fake, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but they're not fake. Maybe the Instagram filter made the edges look kind of, whiter or whatever, contrast, but I mean, that's just...
Somebody always wants to look smart on the edge.
There you go. Ron will give you a lot of advice on that one. Other cool thing is this is the card list. It's included with this little collection. I thought it was kind of neat because look at the old school font. I mean, you don't see, this is done on DOS program or whatever the heck, what the heck they had.
It may have been.
Yeah, kind of funny. All right, so real quick, I'm going to go through the cards here later, but I just want to show you guys, all 3 cards. You guys look at the edges of the Ancestral Recall. Alpha's first, Beta, and then you have Unlimited. Voila. Very interesting. Ron, what's your favorite card in this whole entire set?
Probably Word of Command.
Did you like using it, or you just liked it?
Yeah, I like pissing people off with it. Nobody liked it when I when somebody plays their own cards against them. It just pisses people off. I made decks that weren't so much for the gameplay value, but for the fun of it. That had a good theme.
That's the Lotus. That's good. Glad I took it out. That would have been horrible.
Oh man, that would have sucked hard.
Oh yeah.
Back. Let's put those back.
No. I'll put it back after when I have two hands. I'll put it back for you. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna move it. Yeah. So what's gonna happen is when I take the cards out, we'll have to. Yeah. But guys, I just want to show you. This is kind of cool because have you ever seen someone who has him in 3 sets in one? I don't think that's ever happened for like a long time. And I guess I'm making this video because I just wanted to share with you guys a piece of history. But I want to talk about set collecting real quick. Set collecting back in the day of Magic was really prominent. People wanted to make sets of Legends, Antiquities, Alpha, Beta, Unlimited. And people don't do that anymore. They don't make sets. In fact, what they do is they actually just get the play sets, the 4 of a kind of all the cards they need for their decks, and just buy the deck cards they need and just make the decks. That's it. Crazy. So it used to be you would actually make the entire set. I kind of miss those good old days of Magic. Ron, you have anything of set collecting? Were there diehard people, crazy people out there?
Absolutely. In the very early days, before we were still waiting for beta to come out, there just weren't enough available cards, and so people would actually literally have to trade the cards. I will give you this card if you give me that card to complete my set, which was much closer. It was much closer to the original vision. That was what we thought would happen. But that period of time only lasted for a little while, and then people realized they could just buy enough cards to make their sets.
So they ran out of cards. You're saying that they literally could not. There was not enough cards to distribute after.
Oh yeah. There were months where we had no cards to sell. Everybody wanted to buy them. We didn't have.
Wow. So there's just no cards, and you just line. Wow. That's unbelievable. It was that hot of a game.
It was that hot of a game.
Wow.
That happened like we ran in between alpha and beta. There was a gap. There was another gap a little later on. There was a gap in the summer of '94, I think, where we had orders we just couldn't fill. It happened like 3 times in the early days of Magic, and it happened, of course, with every expansion until Fallen Empires.
Right. So Unlimited, it was pretty hot still.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Yeah, like I remember as a kid, I would put them in my binder, and I would, it would be like a lot of holes, like little bullets, like, hey, I want to get that card, trade for that card, and I would do my, I would try to trade up, and it was just the art of negotiation at that point. Like, I remember like this card, Fork, was more valuable than like cards that are like Black Lotus or whatever. And Fork was a good card,
Well, it had a high play value.
Like
Lotus has always been kind of the king of the heap, though.
Force of Nature, big ass creature, was one of my favorite cards. So back in the day, it was you would have. So what are the ways to acquire the cards you needed? Like, what did you do?
Well, a lot of people traded for them. If they couldn't get them anyway, you couldn't buy them at the show. And then people would be known for having a monopoly on a certain card.
What?
For example,
Hoarding, right?
Well, hoarding's not really the right thing. They just had a special interest. I don't remember everybody's, but I remember the chief editor, Beverly Marshall Stanley, the first editor on Magic, and really her stamp was all over the game. Loved Venusian doppelgangers. And so you knew you'd never get one from her, but if you had to have
That's
one,
my favorite art. So she has all of them.
Oh, I don't know how many she still has. For a while, she had, everybody knew, if you had an extra doppelganger, Beverly would make you a deal for it.
How many do you think she had? Yeah, if not hundreds, yeah. Wow. All right, I'm gonna have to find her. I'm gonna make her offer for all the doppelgangers. It's the best looking twins in the entire game. Look at this, guys. Old school Magic right here. This is finest. Now, by the way, all the binder scuffing on the sheets, that's not on the card. It's just the plastic. What's really interesting about these older sets, too, is I heard a lot of stories like when people first had the cards, they played ante.
Oh,
They would bet on the cards.
Yeah. The first thing the original way the game was envisioned and the way you played it although people very quickly didn't, you would randomly cut a card from the opponent's deck, and that was the ante. And it would be placed out there to the side and not part of your deck. And whoever won the game would get that card.
Wow.
And in fact, we would play leagues at Wizards then in the years when the game got going, where you would have to play ante. And when you won, the person who lost the card had to sign the card so you could see that it belonged to somebody that you had taken it from. And then over the course of the league, more and more people would sign the card as it got passed around.
So finally, obviously, it was gambling, right? It was the effect of...
I don't work at Wizards now. At the time, that's a legal outcome and a legal decision, and I'm not going to say.
Right. Well, they finally got rid of it, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no longer part of it.
Yeah. So guys, cards like, Dark Pack, Contract Below, which is arguably the best card in the game, because you can actually get another set of cards for 1 black mana, but it's like an ante thing. Yeah, you can't do it.
But yeah, there used to be, you could have a land, draw a land on your opponent's card, and then they would draw your Lotus. And so you'd be playing a game with, it was their land versus your Lotus.
Oh my, what?
Because ante was random.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
It was a different game.
I appreciate the Iron Man Magic story the other day. That was awesome, man. I let people understand how crazy it was in the Wild West. Here are the Moxon guys. Pretty nice. Iron Man Magic was just the coolest story I've heard thus far, for a long time. It's crazy how you guys just Iron Man'd it out. With the cards. Just didn't care.
Well, again, all credit to Steve Bishop. That was his idea, and really some amazing performance art. I loved watching those games.
Now, there was controversy on that. People felt like, well, that's not cool, whatever. Did you get controversy back in the day on that?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. That was part of the idea. Again, it was performance art in a very real sense. Steve was making a point.
What?
That's some of my favorite.
Yeah.
I love everything Water Strand does.
I own the original painting, and I shouldn't have sold it.
Oh, dun, dun, dun.
I learned my lesson that if you really like something, you got to take care of it, and or just keep it, right? This is a cool painting. It's different. Drew Tucker's art was very controversial back in the day. It was very different.
Yeah,
right?
the artistic vision that Jesper had, the original art director, showed a variety and a sensibility in the art that I don't think you see anymore. It all kind of looks like comic books now. At the time, you would have some stuff that looked like comic books, but you had other stuff that looked like fine art, and other stuff that looked like illustrations, and other stuff that looked, status. What does that even look like, right? And I loved that diversity in the art that just didn't last after Jesper.
Yeah,
that's not true. There were some art directors after Jesper that kept it up.
Well, they started commercializing, right? Like you said, like Final Fantasy video game, which people argue that helped the game from a uniformity of storytelling, but in the same way, it took away from the creative factor. You guys look at all of the different artwork of these old school cards, like the Shivan Dragon. This thing is so iconic and special. The art you see now is just almost looks like something you would see out of a movie.
Yeah,
it's just some guy like a war scene with a dragon flying. It's just crazy. No diss on the art. I think the art's cool, but if you grew up with this stuff.
Well, like this. Here it is, Stasis.
Yeah.
You're not going to see anything like that in any of the sets now.
By the way, Stasis was Richard Garfield's, I think, aunt or something, Faye Jones. She's a famous Northwest artist. Very, very hard to get a hold of her, a signed card, but she's very well known. I think she's 80-something now. She has her own gallery. She has galleries all over the world or in the Northwest, and yeah, she's really, really cool. Good old Swords and Plowshares. Yeah, I think it's really interesting is that this game, when people just didn't know what was going to happen, and it just exploded. I talked to a card shop owner back in the day, Ron. It's they were saying, they couldn't, they didn't get very much alpha beta stuff. It just lasted very, very. It was instant.
Well, again, the truth is it sat on the shelves for a couple of months and nobody bought it. And we thought we had a real problem. It wasn't until Peter and Kathleen did their tour down the West Coast teaching people to play.
That's what it was.
But then after that, yeah. So I thought you knew that story.
No. What was that story?
So, Wizards when we started playtesting Magic, everybody involved was like, oh my god, this is going to be a hit. Now, we didn't know it was going to be the scope it was, of course. But we knew it was going to be a successful game. We loved playing it. We were all gamers. Well, Wizards was also wrapped up in a lawsuit with Palladium as the research based around the Primal Order. And it wasn't looking very good. And it was kind of coming down to the wire of what happened first. This lawsuit got settled, we had to come up with a bunch of money we didn't have. Or Magic guy came out and saved us. And we didn't know what it was going to be. Well, and then Magic comes out and it doesn't save us. There's no sales. Everybody's like, oh man, what's going wrong? We couldn't figure it out.
At the very beginning.
At the very beginning, right. Came out, hit the distributors, hit the store shelves, and sat. Did not sell. And everybody was very upset. We tried to figure out why, and we realized, I don't remember who did this, but somebody with either reasoning and logic and said, well, all of us that have learned to really love the game, none of us learned it from a rule book. We all learned it from somebody teaching us through the play tests or whatever.
Right.
So Peter Atkinson and Kathleen Atkinson set up a tour where they filled up a van with a bunch of product and started here in Seattle and moved down the West Coast. And they would go into a game store, set everything up, teach people how to play, and then sell them some decks and let the store then sell them the rest. And everywhere they went, 48 hours later the game exploded. And you could just watch in sales.
Wow.
As the West Coast got it, and then it started spreading east, and we hadn't been a large enough installed user base. But without that, in the beginning, Magic actually was a flop, was not selling, and everybody was really scared.
Oh my God.
That's unbelievable.
So what was the feedback? Was it the game or was it what was it the personal interaction?
Being taught how to play it.
Yeah.
Rather than having to learn how to play it.
Like starting out actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of big. It's flying out of the thing.
Yeah, look at that. There it is. That's my
Word. Oh, there it is. That's using Commander now. You still play at all, Magic?
Not really. Not Magic.
Look at this, guys. Subject divider. It's school time.
Old school.
Old school Magic here. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Ron, you've been really nice. It's interesting with Magic, the history of the game. What do you think if you could do it like look back in time for yourself? What would you have changed or done differently?
Not much.
Yeah.
Honestly. I probably would have, back when shares were 50 cents a share for Wizards of the Coast, I would have bought more shares.
50 what?
50 cents a share.
Jesus.
Yeah, there was a time when shares were 50 cents a share.
How much did they end up selling for? That's high end.
Hasbro?
Yeah.
1,000.
Oh my God. That is better than Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Jeez, 50 cents. What the hell was I? 93, 92?
Oh no, this was before this.
Oh, yeah.
That was in 80s, 89, 90.
I was doing paper routes. I should have just went to Peter's house and just knocked on his door. Should have just did that. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. This is really cool. Look at this. These are the Beta Unlimited Black Lotus. The good old Alpha Black Lotus. And Ron, thanks again for coming out. I think it's really cool. This is a cool history of Magic. Again, triple sleeved binder set, Alpha Beta Unlimited in one little thing. It's pretty much on the shelf for years and just hang out. And guys, if you guys have any questions or interested in, we're going to be obviously selling and grading some of the cards and offering to some collectors. But if you guys are interested in, telling your story about Magic the Gathering and you want to do some interviews, I will be at Grand Prix, New Jersey, December 15th, I believe, this year, 2017. And also, I will also have, my camera with me. If you guys want to share some of your stories there, or any Grand Prix. I will also be at Grand Prix Las Vegas next year, 2018, with Rudy from Alpha Investments. And last but not least, I just did an interview with Kitchen Table Magic. They are an awesome podcast. They interviewed Richard Garfield, other celebrities, and well-known people in Magic. And I really, I was really honored to be part of that program. And there's some really great stories that were shared from that Kitchen Table Magic. In fact, have you done it yet?
No, I haven't.
I'm gonna have to refer you, Sam, who does it. It's a podcast. And you already do radio stuff anyway. You know exactly. Yeah, I mean your voice is meant for this. So.
Oh, everybody recognizes you.
Yeah. All right, Ron, say bye, everybody. Guys, bye, everybody. Thanks again, and happy holidays. You guys stay good.